Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video I would like to continue my previous video entitled Analysis of MARPOL Implementation Based on Port State Control Statistic. Table 3. Permitted quantity of residue in the tanks and associated piping, or liters. Whenever discharge of substance under category X, Y on Z, ballast waters, or mixture containing such substances is permitted in accordance with this annex. The vessel must be en route with a speed of at least 7 knots for self-propelled ships and 4 knots for others. Underwater discharge outlet must be used and at a distance of more than 12 miles and depth over 25 meters. Discharge of any mixture containing NLS is prohibited in the Antarctic. Manual with operational procedure of the NLS carriers in compliance with the annex must be present on board. A cargo record book has also been specified mandatory for such vessel. Chapter 7 requires all NLS carriers of over 150 TGT to carry on board a shipboard marine pollution emergency plan for NLS. The provisions of adequate reception facilities at the cargo handling terminal and repair port are covered in Chapter 8. Compliance verification and polar waters operation code are detailed in Chapter 9 and 10. Annex 3 regulations are applicable to all vessels carrying harmful substances in peak form unless specified otherwise. The carriage of harmful substances is permitted only when acted in compliance of this annex, except for ship stores and equipment. It is also emphasized that empty packaging used to carry harmful substances must also be treated as harmful unless it's clear that no residue is present that can harm the environment. With regard to the content, adequate packing should be provided to minimize the hazard, should be marked and labeled in accordance with the IMDG code. These substances must be properly stored in accordance with the storage plan showing the location of harmful substances, and a manifest of the same must be prepared in accordance of the IMDG code and circulated to all relevant parties involved. Limitation of carriage of substances, when applicable, must be exercised considering vessel specification. These substances may only be jettisoned to secure the safety of the vessel or to save life at sea. Chapter 2 of the Annex deals with the compliance verification. Annex 4 regulations applies to all vessels above 400 TGT and vessels certified to carry more than 15% engaged in international voyages. Discharge of sewage is exemptions for securing the safety of the vessel. Is exempted for securing the safety of the vessel, saving life at sea or resulting from damage to ships or its equipment, provided that the reasonable precautions are taken at all times. Chapter 2 deals with the requirement of survey and issuance of certificates in relation to the annex. Every vessel to which the annex is applicable shall be equipped with an approved sewage treatment plan or a sewage comminuting and disinfecting system or an administration approved holding tank. Connections for discharge piping of standard specification must be available to connect to reception facilities. The specifications of the flanks and bolts are present in regular, then alternative may be accepted by the administrations for vessels in dedicated trades. Sewage from all vessels except passengers vessel in special area may be discharged if it is comminute and disinfect at over 3 miles from nearest land and over 12 miles when it is not comminute and disinfected. Provided when using whole tanks, there is discharge when vessel is en route at a special minimum 4 knots or the vessel uses an approved sewage treatment plant. Sewage discharge from passenger vessels in special area is prohibited except when an approved and certified sewage treatment plant is operational. The parties of the conventions have the obligation to provide adequate reception facilities at operational as well as repair terminal to receive sewage from vessel without any unnecessary delay. Compliance verification and polar water operation code are detailed in Chapter 6 and 7 respectively. Annex 5 regulates the garbage prevention of pollution from ship-generated garbage. Regulations of this annex are applicable to all vessels unless expressly stated otherwise. The acceptable discharge of garbage outside special areas is comminute or green food waste, capable of passing through a 25 mm opening screen at over 3 miles from nearest land and 12 miles otherwise. Non-harmful cargo residue which cannot be recovered using common unloading methods may be discharged at 12 miles from nearest land. Animal carcasses may be dumped at sea, provided it's done as far as practicable from the nearest land, as per the guidelines. Garbage discharged from any kind of platform or vessels alongside or at 500 mm radius are prohibited. Only comminute or grinded food was capable of passing through a 25 mm opening screen is allowed to be discharged by platform and vessels around it if the platform is located at more than 12 miles from the nearest land. In special areas, food waste that has not been contaminated by any other garbage type and comminute or grinded capable of passing through a 25 mm opening screen is allowed to be discharged at 12 miles or more from nearest land or ice shelf. Antarctic areas prohibit discharge of avian products, including poultry, unless made sterile. Conditions for discharge or cargo residue in special areas are detailed in regulation. Governmental parties are liable to provide adequate reception facilities for discharge of garbage at terminals without causing undue delay to the vessels. Garbage discharge requirement in accordance with this annex must be posted with placard in appropriate language on all vessels of length 12 meter or more. A garbage management plan based on appropriate guideline with procedure for garbage-related activities and use of equipment on board must be provided to all vessels above 100 TGT vessels certified to carry 15 or more persons and all platform. A garbage record book must be provided to every vessel of 400 TGT vessel certified to carry 15 or more persons and all platform. Entries to be made in the record book are mentioned in Regulation 10.3, Compliance Verification and Polar Waters Operations Code are detailed in Chapter 2 and 3 respectively. So the time is up and the article will be continued to read on the next video. So bye bye and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.